There you go.
Each of us have had a network issue at some point in our lives. This usually results in us walking to the laundry room or the basement or wherever your router is, right? You unplug it, plug it back in, kind of just hope it works. So when you consider networking, you probably think of it as magic. You just plug it into the wall and it works, right? As a computer science major and an employee of the EKU networking department, I would like to teach you the basics of how you connect to the internet and how it actually works. This will include the networking hardware, design, and infrastructure. So let's start by explaining how anyone accesses the internet. So as an end user, you'll likely only see access points or these RJ45 keystones, which these are your RJ45 keystones. It's what you plug your network cables into. That's how you connect to the internet, right? And that, there's none in here. Actually on campus, most of them will be in the ceilings out in the hallway. But that's what you connect to on your wireless devices when you see EKU student or lab or faculty staff. So basically, we need those things to actually connect to the network in order to access the internet. So switches are one of the most common networking devices. You probably all have one. They look like this. So in your home, you may or may not have one that looks like this, but businesses, schools, and other organizations will have ones like that with 24 to 48 ports. According to Hallberg, these are the backbone of the network. It is how all the buildings interconnect, and it is what makes your network one network. Switches provide an internal IP address for all of the devices that connect it. Up next is routers. So as you can see here, all of you definitely will have one of these somewhere in your home. As long as you have internet, you're going to have a router. Most of these for home use also act as wireless access points, which is why this one has antennas. So you can connect your mobile devices directly to that, and then it performs its routing functions. But in organizations such as EKU or other businesses, you'll have one of those, which is significantly different. They usually only have 2 ports on the back, which will lead to your main switches, and one for your service provider, and then one, there's actually a third one, but that's just for configuration. It won't actually help anyone access the internet. According to Hallberg, all these do is route data between networks. But more than that, they act as gateways. So routers is what separates everyone's network from all the other ones. If it says, no, we shouldn't get this data, it won't bring it in and it won't send it to your devices. This provides an external IP address, so all your connections come through that. Then they go to your switches, which will they will go to your switches, and then they'll go to your actual devices that you're using connected to the internet. So now that you understand a little bit about network hardware, let's consider how it's actually built. You can see here, got a castle, right? First thing you see is a gate. That's going to be your router. It's the walls and the gate that allows access to that castle. The switch is almost like a delivery man. When you come in that gate, it has to figure out where to go and who it belongs to. So it does that by looking at the information being sent, and then it gets it to you based on where you are in the network. And your computer or phone is almost like a home. So that's where that information or that package is going to be delivered to. So in a home network, you'll usually start with the cable modem, as will be my example for a home network. You'll usually start with the cable modem, which according to Brewer, converts cable TV signal to a media level signal for Ethernet communication. So essentially that allows us as users, use our cable lines for television and convert that to a signal that we can use to access the internet. You will normally have a star topology in most cases. That's pretty much a standard in every home nowadays. Rander and Wright tell us that it's a physical topology where all nodes are connected to a single component. So as you see here, you have your router access point combo in the center, and all of your devices connect to it, which then connects to the internet. That is your star topology. So the devices you'll likely find in a home include computers, phones, video game consoles, tablets, all that fun stuff. So your computers, if we think back to that example of the castle, computers are your houses, your access points are like your doors. That's what lets you in and out of that house and onto the network. Your switches are your mailman, your router is your gate, and your modem is your translator at the gate. So essentially when someone comes to you that's foreign and you really don't understand what they're saying, you have a translator there to help you out. Now when we're looking at a business, all the end user is going to see are the RJ45 keystones and your wireless access points. But administrators, on the other hand, they have to deal with the access points, the patch panel, the switches, the routers, and the hundreds to thousands of people that are going to be accessing your network. In addition to that, all those users are probably going to have more than one device. So as you can see, there's much more devices in a business than there would be at any house. So you should now have an understanding of the differences between home and business networks and the challenges the technicians would face when you compare them. So today I summarized the basic network devices and how networks are connected and created. So the next time you have a network problem, I hope you think back to this speech and consider the difficulties that a school or a business may face when there's an outage. Because it isn't always as simple as rebooting your router. When you're in a business environment, that downtime could cost millions of dollars. So they can't just unplug the router and plug it back in if something's broken.
Okay. Okay, next.
How do maybe connect your cell phone to the Wi-Fi? How does it get signal from the router? How does that